Good morning and thank you for joining us on this edition of WTV News. My name is Wairimu Mbugua. Let's take a look at the headlines. Digital Broadcasters Association demystify what they term as misrepresentation peddled by a section of media houses. Relief at the pump, fuel prices reduced drastically. And in sports, the Kenya 7 rugby team expected back in the country after recording mixed results in Las Vegas. Welcome. Now, the digital migration journey rages on, with Communication Authority staying put on the set deadlines as stipulated in the Supreme Court ruling. Digital Broadcasters Association has come out to demystify what they term as misrepresentations and blatant lies being peddled by a section of media houses opposed to the process as it is. Here is more.
Now, the pathway to digital migration has not been an easy one. In fact, it has been like the proverbial pathway to heaven, one that is full of ups and downs. However, there has been a lot of misconceptions and misrepresentation of facts, and that is the statement from the Digital Broadcasters Association. Here is what they had to say.
Kenyans have choice. That is what digital migration means. You have choice. The days when one broadcaster offered everything to everybody, so you have bits of everything to everybody, to try and match and reach all your viewers, are gone, long gone. Now broadcasters will have to have target specific content. You'll have to make your content, decide who your target group is, and become relevant to that target group. And I think for the first time, when Kenyans have choice, with over 60, I think by the end of this year we'll have maybe 60 or 70 channels, each with specific content. That will be a good thing when you have choice, when you have diversity. And that's what the digital broadcasting sector offers. And it is really quite a puzzle why anybody would want to stop and sabotage employment of the youth and choice to Kenyans, choice of content and information, and employment to content providers.
That said, the Digital Broadcasters Association says it is quite a puzzle that some players in the industry will not want the migration to be fast-tracked. The players have condemned misrepresentation of facts, alluding to the Communication Authority's hurried manner of migration as depicted by the other three media houses, NTV, KTN and Citizen TV, saying the process was initiated about a decade ago and all players in the industry were privy to the set deadlines.
On ourselves shifting early. I've been dying to debate with any of those people, and they are avoiding that debate because I'm going to ask, don't you remember when I came back from Rwanda, where they were already shifting? I said it's better to do it now than later, because later you'll be too late. And now what has been happening is hiding behind the courts. But courts, you cannot say courts are experts on digital migration. And they won a number of things. Like you can say they won a number of battles. But I knew they were going to lose the war. They have lost the war because the war is about to change. And it's good for Kenyans, and that we should not even be debating. So, the line was exceeded. And I don't think those people, it is very bad that people are missing. And we don't feel excited that Kenyans are missing that other side. But what we are saying, facts must be seen as facts. They knew, but they thought all Kenyans are going to demonstrate, and until now you say, let's stop demonstration, let these guys get their analog, and they can switch in after three more years.
So there hasn't been a rush. That's misinformation. Just because somebody chooses not to prepare for an event doesn't make it a rush. If you choose to run at the last minute, you had the notice.
Even legislators are wondering why the media houses in question are taking too much time to comply.
This issue of migration has been there with us for a very long time. And I think it's about time that we migrate and we become digital. As you know, that is our Jubilee platform of digital. So I think without wasting time, the media houses who have not switched to digital should do it quickly. Because, you know, this is an international requirement and it has its own timeline and deadlines which we should be observing.
The journey towards digital migration continues. It has been a rough pathway, but one that has been worth the wait. Now, according to the Digital Broadcasters Association, the consortium of 3 media houses has been engaging in propaganda, skewing the message to fit their interests, and in fact say they are just not ready to let go of the monopoly they have held over time as far as the media industry is concerned, which is in itself unethical in business. Reporting for WTV, I'm Zawadi Mdibo.
Now that story by Zawadi Mudibo brings us to a feedback question where we ask, do you think the 3 media houses off air should be given more time to migrate? Do you think the 3 media houses off air should be given more time to migrate? Now send us your thoughts on our SMS line 20058 and we'll sample them and post them on our Facebook page, WTV Kenya. Now, the government maintaining its stand position that there will be no going back in matters digital migration after the switch off Saturday, it is also good to take a look back at how far we've come on the digital migration journey since time former President Mwai Kibaki.
Phase 1 of the transition to digital television broadcasting covering Nairobi.
In 2009, former President Mwai Kibaki launched the digital video broadcasting terrestrial technology set in December 31, 2012 as the deadline for the digital migration. Phase 1 of the digital switch would cover Nairobi and its environs. The migration from analog transmission to digital broadcasting was to enable media houses have superior image and sound clarity while opening up more frequencies to new players in the media industry. Signet, a subsidiary of the public broadcaster, was licensed to be a digital signal distributor, and in 2011 Pan-African Network Group PANG was licensed to be a digital signal distributor that has so far gained much opposition from the 3 mainstream media houses. Late 2013, Royal Media Services, Nation Media Group and Standard Group appealed to be given their own digital broadcasting licenses by Communications Authority of Kenya. The African Digital Network made an appeal to the Supreme Court following the withdrawal of a temporary digital broadcast infrastructure license belonging to Nation Media Group, Standard Group and Royal Media Services by CAK. CAK had suspended the license of an infomercial against GoTV and StarTimes. The Supreme Court, however, ruled Friday that digital migration will take place as scheduled by Communications Authority of Kenya. The court had issued a directive for analog and digital TV platforms to run concurrently.
Tumesha migrate kutoka tulipokuwa, tumekwenda dunia ingine.
All 3 media houses have since been switched off. However, it's important to note that these media houses have actually switched off their digital signal and have since then been offline. And still matters digital migration. Kenya's digital transition in broadcasting has the potential to improve both quality and quantity of what is available on TV. This is besides creating a huge investment potential that will in turn increase job opportunities in the country. The following report has more details on the benefits of digital migration.
Following the switch off by Citizen TV, NTV, QTV and KTN, there has been misleading information regarding the benefits brought by the migration. The 4 broadcasters now argue that digital migration is meant to lock job opportunities. This is not true. Digital migration offers numerous benefits.
What a lot of media players are doing at the moment is saying it has been too good for too long. I don't want to let it go. The question is, it's been good for who? It's been good for who? It's been good for you. What's going to happen, and the reason, whether you have a tiebreaker or not, this is going to happen, is that the people who stand to gain outnumber the people who stand to lose. It's that simple. The people who stand to gain is audiences first. Television is not 3 stations and a schedule that works in your favor. Television is what I want, when I want it, how I want it, as long as I want it. And that's what digital migration brings to everybody's home. It's that simple. The other thing is, advertisers want to be able to target.
Experts say that the broadcasting transition has the potential to improve both quality and quantity of the content aired on TV and give a greater opportunity for more viewers to watch.
That product you are selling, you need to develop it. We need to encourage the schools for media, for journalism, so that they produce more people who can learn what we call independent journalists, where stories can be hived out from a pot, where people have put their stories, and whoever is buying the story is indirectly paying something small. In terms of the movies as an industry, the Hollywoods and all that, we need to start helping the youth to know that the digital migration will create room for bigger movies, for small movies, for short-term comics, for comedies, for magic shows, all those type of activities. We need to encourage our youth. So in terms of going forward is for better economy.
The broadcasting migration has also created a huge investment potential in the information, communication and technology sector. This in turn is expected to increase job opportunities in the country. Further, the digital migration will also create a platform to document culture and tradition.
But the biggest winners are content producers. And I remember Demo saying this ages ago. He must have said this to me like 6 years ago. It's a fact that 2 young guys, like the 2 who work with me right now, with a camera and enough intellect and energy, will be able to churn out enough content to keep us all engaged. And because there'll be more than enough of them, the value and the level of production is going to be so high, because competition is so intense, that it's going to be awesome. But the best part is, it's going to employ thousands of young people. So like I said, I hear the griping and the moaning, and we're going back to court, and we hate CAK. Here's the truth. The people who stand to gain from digital migration outnumber the people who are going to lose. It's the tyranny of success. It will happen.
And for many Kenyans who have already migrated, the benefits are evident, among them being accessibility to many channels from various content providers.
The moment tumeingia digital, kuna vitu zingine mob sana tu na gain. As in unapata kuna mamovie, kuna balls, kuna vitu zingine mob sana zenye unapata saa zile umetoka analog.
Sema imetuletea mambo mageni. Kama kuna channels hatukuwa tunaona hapo kitambo, lakini sasa hivi tunaweza kuona.
However, there is need to continue involving the consumers in awareness programs to make them fully aware of all the benefits and how to access them. For WTV News, I am Oscar Kimani.